we've been talking about the different experiences, and yours has come up as something where a lot of things went right, and you had a really good intuition about how to work with Ben. We want to use your insights to help other hosts. Well, let's start with the first one.
Okay. Hi, Ben.
Hi.
I'm Cassandra.
Hi, Cassandra.
Nice to meet you.
We are doing Cassandra's stunt woman experience, and Ben has been talking about it for weeks, so hopefully it goes well.
I want to know what movies have you done.
There's one that's coming out next year, which is called World of Warcraft.
Okay.
And that one's really cool because it's my favorite video game too.
Do you like the job?
Do I like it? I love it. Ben worked so well with me because he loved movies. So he had all these questions, and I was like, oh, perfect. I can work off of this. And I think that falls under connecting with the person. And that was exactly what happened at the beginning. Was we started talking about it and getting excited.
Yeah. Connection is super important for learning. I mean, anyone who teaches in any kind of way, you know that you have to find that that angle of connection, that kind of link to whoever you're teaching, something that speaks to them, that sparks them.
We can stay right here, nice open area, so we can move all around. So you can follow my lead, and we'll just do like all joints, make sure we move our wrists so that we don't hurt them if we tend to go on the ground or do any push-ups or anything.
Yeah.
So there were some things that have to be done in order, like the stretching you have to do first, and then the stretching in the end you have to do last, but there were a bunch of other interchangeable elements.
What I did was I just made a list of things that we were going to do, and whether we did them in that order, it was totally up to whatever he wanted. So I'm going to give you the basic lowdown on some of the stuff that I've learned, and then we'll just kind of go from there, and if you want to do stuff for longer, you let me know, and we can do that for longer. Okay? It's really nice when somebody includes you in the learning process. Now, what we're going to do is I want to teach you how to do some rolling, because that's kind of a big part of what we do in film, and what we would do is we would work it up to a dive roll. So this is what a dive roll looks like. So that's a dive roll. But we need to take it one step at a time before we do that, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you know how to do a somersault?
No.
No? Okay. So, if you put your hands on the ground and both your feet, you want to tuck your head, and you want the ground to hit here, and you want to roll over. Okay? So try that. So you're gonna tuck your head.
Yeah.
Hit the ground with this part of your body. And roll over.
Yeah, buddy.
And if you can't do it, I can also push you a little bit here. For this, I think with anything, communication is key. Because if somebody isn't enjoying something, you don't want to keep doing it over and over to make them not feel good, right?
Yeah.
And I thought he was doing a great job, and he was like totally good attitude about it all. I asked him a couple questions. He said, no, I don't want to do it. I was like, awesome, let's go to the next thing, because that just means that we're communicating and we're making sure that he's having a good time.
What I really like is that you did try to push him a little bit a few times. You did try to explain things a little bit more, and instead of just saying, oh, well, didn't work, let's give it up.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's really important, because he did keep trying, and that's really important to develop a kind of discipline about wanting to push yourself a little bit. I mean, learning is sometimes about taking risks.
This one on your right hand. Boxers stand with their left foot forward, and they kind of have this stance where both their fists are up like this.
Yeah.
Jab, cross. Now, 2 jabs. And cross. Nice.
I was thinking when you were introducing the new terms, jab and cross, the way you actually built in a little bit of a test, like now 2 jabs and cross. And he was able to do it, and that's really the kind of application of knowledge that we're looking for.
Is the bow real?
Or was the punch real?
Never.
Yeah?
No, we always try to make sure that we're in a safe distance from people. So if we're doing like a fight scene, I'll teach you something right now. When we're doing fight scenes, we'll actually punch this far from each other. But what will happen is we'll make sure that the camera is angled. So I'll put you right here, and the camera stays there. See how the line of the lens is looking at you? What will happen is if you picture a line and I cut it with my fist,
Yeah.
then it looks like I punch you when you do a reaction.
Yeah.
I think that's where
Yeah.
a lot of learning comes in, is explaining why we do it that way.
That was a good one.
That was really good. Look, awesome.
Did you have a favorite moment?
So I gave him the option to come back to anything. I loved that he came back to the dive roll, because at the very end,
I heard about that. Should we watch that? Because I haven't seen it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Nice job. How'd that feel?
Yeah.
Was it a little scary?
Yeah.
Yeah. You did it though. Nice job. I have to say that he's stronger than a lot of people out there. And even all the kudoers, they're willing to put themselves out there and learn something that's, it's scary.
Yeah.
As a human being, when I go to learn something, I feel completely vulnerable. But
Yeah, well, of course, we all are.
Mhm.
You're taking a risk.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what kind of makes you grow as a person, right?
Yeah.
It's always learning.